Hello, this is HighZealot here, and welcome to E-5, the last map of Midway. And after that's E6, and for now you can just simply see my fleet. Less line of sight than before, more fighters, though also not that much fighters, because HQ level's 101, so HQ level, if it was 105 and higher, well, equipment would be different. Though it doesn't actually, as far as I know, I don't think anything actually changes till the final kill. So yeah, this is my equipment that I have. Line of sight, double attack. Destroyers are no longer like radar, like full on 100% all radar. So you notice less line of sight is needed. I mean, it's not. It doesn't seem to be like line of sight doesn't seem that important. It's like I've only kind of like asked for like the animation for a line of sight check like what a few times. So, first node, it's a submarine node. The bottom node is also a submarine node. There is some slight differences. I'll point them out as we see them. Once it actually loads the formation. So the submarine node for, I believe the north submarine node is always, at least as far as I remember, it's always 4 submarines. But they can be in either echelon formation or line abreast. And echelon formation is, well, it's more deadly than line abreast. With line abreast, yes, you can see echelon, they can still regularly knock someone to red, but with line abreast they usually miss a lot. So we try that again. North and south is, as far as we know at the moment, it's completely random. The south route and the north route are also completely different routes as well. This time it's line abreast, and line abreast you can see that they're gonna be either scratch damage or complete misses, as you can see. Currently my destroyers are still double attack without and radar, though Hibiki is actually carrying flares as well instead of radar. Still double attack though, and that eventually gets switched up later to because the radar itself is not that necessary. But I'll point it out when I notice it in the video. Yeah, all misses. Line abreast is generally not red. I mean, if they put you in red with line abreast, then you're really unlucky. If they put you in red with echelon, well, that's kind of expected. It's also the submarine nodes. They're not the biggest threat because they're also the first nodes. They don't use ammo, so it's pretty. If you get knocked into red on the first node, it's not that big a deal. Only the escort fleet is even affected. Maybe only one is damaged. So your resources isn't that taxed anyways. You don't use that much fuel. At most, you might use one bucket, which is not that bad though. We depending on how comfortable we're like. If you're fine with having like less days for E6, you can also just not bucket at all and take it slow. Not that big of a deal. Then we have the most north route, which is one of these air nodes. Simple node to deal with. Just have enough air power. You pretty much never take any significant damage to actually even have a chance to force you back. With enough Reipu, and you'll be fine pretty much. If your HQ level is like 104 below, you can pretty much just enter with like 350 air superior and you'll be fine. Or you can even have less and just go up to 350 for the final kill. If you have a 105 HQ level or above, well, it's a bit different because the boss knows for the final kill you pretty much can't get air superiority. But these air nodes are never a threat. But the north route has one, well, potentially 2 major disadvantages to the southern route, which you'll see. As you can see, the next node, well, we'll be going there, southeast, and be able to see the formation that shows up is these formation, which means it's a night battle for echelon, because it's pretty much what I always pick for night battles. May be the best, may not be the best. It's just what I'm used to. And now and then next position comes back at the same time. Got to check the time on that. But yeah, we have the Night Scout active and the flares are also active, but night battle, pretty much. Sendai talks out the battleship before he even gets a chance to attack, but the heavy cruiser is still up. Both of them are still up, and yeah, Tony gets double attack crit, and she's now red. And Poe takes out, revenge kill. So yeah, Night Node is, well, I guess you're prepared for E6, so potentially depending on your fleet, you might have to go through potentially double Night Node, double your Sun. Sundai's already been used on midway, so she won't be able to experience that. No, I don't think there's like any room for light cruisers in E6. I mean, I don't think I've seen any fleet composition which uses light cruisers in E6. We've seen heavy torpedo cruisers. In fact, lots of heavy torpedo cruisers. They're pretty much Katami is, pretty much the MVP. So anti-submarine formation for the first node. This is the first time we're taking the southern route. Southern route has pretty much 2 different formations as well, as far as I know. But it's the main difference is we have the normal line abreast with only 4 submarines. But they also, and even though, then yeah, it doesn't matter that I think they're slightly more elite than the other route. But what is more further is the other possible formation. Well, I may as well say this now. The other possible formation for the southern submarine node is you can have 5 submarines in echelon formation, which that's another submarine in echelon. So yeah, if you get that formation, yeah, well, you're screwed. But if you get past this node, it's pretty much smooth sailing from here on out, because the 2 nodes afterwards. I mean, all the possible nodes after this, excluding the boss, is all air battle nodes, which is, you're pretty much smooth sailing. Those nodes have never ever been a threat for me. I'm sure other people who don't have that much air superiority, they may be threatened. I mean, clearly, if I'm able to sink enemy ships in these air nodes with my current, aircraft equipment kind of thing, I'm sure other admirals who can't afford as much fighter power probably have the enemy do the same thing to them potentially. And here I am. When I first saw this, I was actually confused, because then I heard the submarine was like, wait a, and then the battleship was the flagship, because from every other air node we've been, it's always been a carrier flagship with no submarines. It's like, I'm like, wait a second, is this an air node or is this a normal node? But it's an air node with just strange ships. I guess it discourages you from going to night battle, but why would you go to night battle? I mean, even if you're using E-5 for like EXP, you're still sticking to the first node, because yeah, E-5 you can use it for pretty much forming experience for certain ships. Some ships, well, you can't really do it because you may have already locked them for AL, or maybe you want to use them for E6. But otherwise, you can form EXP, because pretty much, you just put whoever you want EXP for in the flagship position of the first fleet, the main fleet, and second fleet just have anti-submarine equipment, and maybe some CBLs in your main fleet with some anti-submarine as well. But for the most part, the first fleet flagship's gonna get MVP. That's like 1,800 experience pretty much almost every time. So when you have the anti-submarine equipment, then you just go back. You might cost. It's not like easy repair is like free too, but other than that, it's pretty nice way to get experience. Not to mention, other than your flagship, you also have another flagship which is also getting more experience. Then you have 10 other ships who are also getting experience as well, 300 something. So lots of experience for many ships. I wonder if you can use a combined fleet for free too. That's the real question. That would be actually pretty damn nice if it was possible. Of course, you also have to worry about you may have to worry about only having one like round or shelling with a Sky fleet, but it's not E3 free too. Usually, you can clear them out with a single you can usually sink them all. You might have to get hit by torpedoes, but for the most part, free 2 is the safest and most resource efficient. I mean, there are better ways to get levels fast, but the free 2 is my preferred method. I mean, as far as I know, it doesn't look like anybody's been using escort fleets in like combined fleets in anything other than midway. So maybe maybe a midway event only thing. Maybe it only returns for events, or maybe it return for World 6 if it were 6 again. Yeah, we have the boss now. Pretty much looks like the E3 boss, but damage. Though also somehow stronger, which reflects historically what happened to Yorktime. But she was probably bound by they used like aircraft, and the Japanese Navy thought they sunk her. They were mistaken, and then they saw another damaged aircraft. They thought it was a different aircraft carrier, but it's also the same as Yorktime. I'm not that knowledgeable about this because Canadian history classes covers mostly Canadian exploits. Yeah, boss node, not much of a threat. You have 2 fleets. Yorktime, I'm just gonna call it Yorktime, even if it's an abyss. Even though they based it off what happened to Yorktime historically, it's probably not Yorktime. They just based it off of they just based her character off of what happened to Yorktime. It's probably not actually a ghost of Yorktime. Probably, I think. It's like we can't say for sure that it's they have attributes that suggest that they're American fleet, but I'm sure if they actually have the right story, it's probably not gonna. If they actually have the right serious canon story, it's not gonna be American ships. Probably not. Probably. But yeah, but I'm just gonna call Yorktime. It's easier to say than carrier heme, carrier princess. It's a bit of a mouthful, and yeah, we sink her. Yeah, and even if we don't sink her in day, we have a full escort fleet, all equipped with double attack. You can also use cut-ins as well, because she's a carrier. So yeah, but we don't really need cut-ins. In fact, yeah, with double attacks, she pretty much always crit. Tone gets MVP for what she did in day, I guess. Shikama's also getting some experience, but she's nowhere close to her second remodel yet. And now we're back to a night battle. The northern night battle node we've seen before knocks Shikama into red, unfortunately. The destroyer gets scratched. And now we're back to the boss. Southern route, yeah, it's pretty much the safer route. You can't choose which route you get though. And there's also you could potentially refresh the northern route. If you go to the northern submarine route, just save even 1 bucket. But really, I don't think there's much reason to do that. I mean, because if you get past the submarine node, sure, you also have potentially night battle nodes as well, but you might as well get used to that because you might have to do that in E6. And sure, I mean, I guess maybe it's more maybe you save more resources, but it's not that big of a deal compared to E5. Well, if the fleet I was using, if it went north, it could also go to the dead end. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. This problem here. Terminated boss again, and this time around, our escort fleet's shelling accuracy is always, it never felt that good. Always, these event maps, always have a large amount of misses or scratch damage from both sides, or crits, somehow magical crits from both sides either. Torpedoes, they're still, still usually manage to sink some of the, smaller ones. Congo gets hit to red, not bad for a good problem. Biggest thing I hope for is that during the day that I can knock the boss Yorktime to orange before the second shelling starts, because she's a carrier. She follows the same rules as any other carrier that she can't launch aircraft in orange or like medium damage or worse unless it's nighttime. I'm not sure how that works, but it's not a big deal. Nighttime, well, I think she can, potentially be a threat in nighttime, but most carriers most of the elite WoW classes who can attack at nighttime, they usually can't do anything at nighttime, even though they can attack there. So yeah, some around we didn't do damage to her in the day, but night battle, Sendai's favorite time of day, and it's practically her time to shine because she is the flagship. We haven't changed any equipment yet. I'll sure be able to notice when equipment is changed, because the flare is going to be from someone else. Yeah, Kantai does 200 damage with one half, 61 damage with the other half. She could, with that numbers, she could potentially even one-shot the boss at full health if she gets double 200. But even doesn't really matter because the destroyers are still also capable of doing intense damage with a double attack. She also gets MVP, while her sister Jinsu, even though she's level 60, she actually got no action at all. I guess it's unfortunate. So and her Jinsu's spotlight is also not using any use at all. And yeah, guess what? Another night battle. Ha, ha. See, you could potentially have 2 night battles. Yeah, Jinsu, I leveled her up. Her spotlight's not doing anything. Probably would have been better, leveling up Chikuma before Jinsu, because M Cruiser turned out, it's probably better. Would have been for the best. I mean, I've used how many elite carriers for this entire event? Pretty much 1. My destroyers are doing work. I still hate that light cruiser, because that light cruiser can always seem to dodge a lot during the 3-2 farm. Can potentially be annoying. So and yeah, that destroyer just scratches Hibiki back to red. Speaking Japanese names is hard enough. I'm not gonna speak any. I'm not gonna try speaking any Russian. But this time, T7, we survived that first night battle. Double night battle though. Again, you can already feel my anger here. And yeah, we also survived with everybody's in green, nobody's even light damage. But you know how this node is. A battleship can be a big threat, but that also it could also potentially not be a threat. But this time, battleship was a threat. But the biggest threats are still because I mean I probably could have. I had a chance to see how much firepower the battleship have, but pretty much they also still mostly RNG, because they can either do scratch damage, or they can do one shot. They could do double one shot, or they could knock down the orange, and then everybody else seems to focus on the weakest. I swear the Abyss Fleet has some sort of AI that tells them to do stuff like, let's say, night battles. It seems like there's the AI that tells them to attack the weakest, while the boss node, when you're pretty much guaranteed to beat the boss node, the AI is programmed to attack whoever's not damaged to force you to use more resources to repair them. I don't know, it just feels like they've got some sort of program that does that. Also, the boss does miss at times. You saw it right there. So yeah, equipment still doesn't change. Everybody's still carrying their basic equipment with radars. She also has her special gun. I don't know, it's one extra firepower probably doesn't make that a difference. So 10 I mean, I still don't know how much anti-air, how effective it is to have, a few extra points with AA when they already has 110 with semi gun. But no, it doesn't really, as far as I know, it hasn't affected anything in the long run just yet. But who knows? Maybe the next event they'll buff those AA guns to actually make you, give you a reason to actually start using them, or maybe they'll probably have to buff the ones that specialize in anti-air, like the rocket tubes and the other only AA guns that don't actually fire at ships, because they're pretty much useless right now. I still keep them around, but they're useless. They'll probably at one point want to, give them a use, because they're pretty much just rotting. They're just rusting away. Haven't been equipped. They're sometimes equipped for sometimes maybe MVP. I mean PvP. You want to send a carrier, but you don't want to send any aircraft. And you're just doing it for PvP and nothing else. You may just load your carriers full of AA guns. Can't shoot anything down. Can't fire at ships anyway with no aircraft. You might as well just load it up with rocket tubes, and maybe they'll shoot some extra aircraft down. And Senda has gained a lot of levels because she's always from the flagship. And we also get a new drop, as you can see, because it takes more time to load because we've never seen her before. And Heart Locked. I'm gonna have to buy more ship slot. Gonna need to hate more money eventually. And then I thought she was finished talking, so I moved forward before I finished, but it's not a big deal. You can find her voice lines. There's even a page with all the voice clips you can find. Subnote again. We also made it the boss again. Sorry, T10. How much damage have we done? Well, we sunk her a few times. You need to kill her pretty much 9 times total. You should be able to kill her every single time. Self route is the best route. Her health bar is pretty much at, you know, it looks like, you know, after this kill, I think it'll be 4 kills total, given by the health bar. Managed to sink a carrier in the opening airstrike phase, which is always a nice thing, because, you know, one less ship to deal with, there's one less target to deal with. And once again, the boss managed to miss. Poison Mashup did not miss, but it also didn't crit even to orange or red, which is always a good thing. No, it's generally what I would want from these nodes is from the boss node. If I reach there, what I generally want is for the enemies to attack. Like, let's say, I mean, an easy boss node where, you know, you can expect to survive no problem. I want them to attack the anyone who's already damaged, because that means I already repaired them. Also, right now I'm actually I've also been doing something really stupid and I still am at this point. Basically, right now, basically, I might as well just explain. Basically, I've been bucketing and repairing my main fleet, but really, if they're not red, if they're not if they're not even lightly damaged, you should not repair them. There's no reason to bucket them, repair them. It's just a waste of resources. They're not going to be targeted in the night battles. They're not going to be targeted in the, you know, sub nodes. Your air battle nodes are not going to be a threat at all, because, you know, they may not seem to be yellow, but if they're not, so, you know, that's why, you know, if they're yellow, you might as well bucket them anyways. But you can probably get away with not bucketing them even if they're yellow. So yeah, I've wasted a lot of buckets on that reason, because I don't actually realize that I've been doing something stupid like the final fill before the final few kills. So yeah, you probably want to do that. And boss is killed. A dead. Again. I think I said a dead instead of again. The boss is slayed. Probably damaged. Almost. Not sure how this would work in a story. I mean, you know, you sink in them, but you can only you don't have a health bar, but you can only damage them a certain amount of time every time. So I mean, how would that work in the story? And also Nagato, we already have her, and she is currently level 98, ready for E6, along with Yamato, who is lower level. But yes, how would you depict this? I mean, the anime is probably not gonna be accurate to the game, because otherwise there'll be no sense of you pretty much meet you're probably expecting things to always work on the end anyways, but it could also be who knows, maybe it's gonna be character deaths, you never know. But I mean, if it was accurate to the game, well, you never have to worry, because you already know they have sync protection. I mean, maybe they'll do some. I mean, they're probably not gonna do anything like that. But yeah, equipment has been changed now. You can see Chikaba had the flare. So at this point, I had equipped all of my destroyers with anti-submarine equipment. I only had 2 of their hollow sonars. So Hibiki's equipped with the hollow depth charge. So my reasoning behind it is because line of sight's not that important anyways, and the sonars themselves, add the hollow sonars already add 2 line of sights, which is not that good, but better than nothing. Dust Trust obviously nothing either, but we saw, I mean, the submarine route doesn't even have any line of sight checks at all. So the line of sight is not important at all. I mean, my line of sight pretty much, my main fleet's line of sight is also still pretty high, but not sure if it really made a difference. I probably could have switched them up for some more offensive power. But yeah, the anti-submarine equipment was thinking the more subs they disable get down to orange before the you know, the end, the torpedo phase. You know, it also means, you know, one less torpedo means one less chance to get, you know, knocked into red. I mean, if they get echelon formation, you know, they could still only knock someone in orange. But you know, they could knock someone in orange, not red. But the problem with orange is their AI, you know, it just feels like they're more or less target the one who's in orange, which generally knocks them back into red. So if I can say with more submarines, that means less torpedo to do, means less torpedoes are likely to target the weakest link. And yeah, you can see destroyers can still do over 100 damage. And we have 3 destroyers, 1 light cruisers, and 2 heavy cruisers / aviation heavy cruisers. They're all capable of doing potentially more than 100 damage in the night battle. And even if they weren't equipped with double attack, that's still, you know, there's no way for the boss to survive, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. And we also get, I believe, a Kaga. Yeah, I think I get a bunch of Kagas as well. She's, you know, having carriers like that means, you know, you can more easily get your anti-air modernized your mask, because, you know, that's generally at least for me, it's the last thing that gets maxed out for me. Though it's also, you know, also one of the least important stats, in my opinion. My opinion could be wrong though. Probably not though. Probably an opinion that most people can agree with. So same old. We see the boss, we shoot down aircraft. Still got those, you know, I did. Personally, I guess I would say those new abyssal aircraft. Well, their appearance, I don't know, but I don't know how I feel about them. You know, they don't. You know, the other abyssal aircraft, you know, it actually looks like some sort of, you know, strike craft, while, you know, the other ones just look like some sort of ball, like some sort of, you know, a ball. While these, you know, look like strike craft. You know, they remind me of there was alien-like strike craft. You know, I'm saying strike craft because, you know, that's what Sins of a Solar Empire refers to them as, because I don't, aircraft wouldn't work in space. I can probably just say aircraft though. So yeah, pretty much. You know, I can't say how I really feel about those ball aircraft. Ball aircraft. I mean, how do they even fly? Yeah, they needed. I also had to, you know. I mean, there's only so many colors the other enemy aircraft could have, I guess, as well, though. But, I'm sure there are probably better things they could have, you know, have them drawn as, though. Surely. Yeah, I did some damage to her, but yeah. She's pretty much dead now, though. You can't survive this many night battle equipped late girls. You might as well just give up. She's not many sinks left to go. Sendai, you know, doesn't do that much damage because she's in orange, but you know, also can't do much. You know, boss can't do much at night anyways. But yeah, dead. Nightmare of Solomon, not really. She can refer to herself with that, but she's no Nightmare of Solomon unless she goes, you know, my ideals instead of Poe. I imagine that at the end of every sentence is you know, Poe, she says ideals. College drops ideals, freedom. I ignore every horrific action that we have done, and only acknowledge the horrific actions that everyone else has done. Boss again. I'm not the biggest expert in Gundam, so, you know, I'll refrain from, you know, trying to shit talk Sion. I mean, I like we all. It's not like I like all the factions pretty much. Some factions are you can use for more comedic effect than others. So, you know, if you were going comedic, I don't. Well, Sion's probably. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Not the biggest expert in the UC timeline either. There's just too many parts about the UC timeline. Yeah. Well, Gundam and UC. There's also the what's the word that I'm looking for, the superstition of using the Gundam, one of the Unicorn music tracks, which is supposedly can get you the last kill. In fact, I even saw a video of it. I saw a video of it in action as well. Well, you know, it was the fall. I think it was the spring event. I accidentally said fall, but you know, it can't be fall. It couldn't have been fall, obviously. But I think it was this last map of the spring event, and they played it right before the boss node, and they started playing it, and you know, it reaches crescendo when they hit Night Battle, then they sink the boss. And you know, it's also, you know, a few minutes before maintenance as well, so no. I mean, that, you know, that superstition is something, you know, I would like to try, but I really can't, because, you know, copyright. I'm not gonna play it. If I did that, I would have to like mute. I have to, you know, mute it and just, you know, put in the, you know, their boss, you know, the boss OST in manually with, you know. I guess I could theoretically edit in, download all their, you know, voice lines and edit them in myself. But that's just so much work. Just so I can, you know, see if a superstition works for me. I may have to use it though if I get desperate enough. But surely I wouldn't have to. I mean, I've got lots of days left. I mean, I don't happen to like the end of the event like other people, because you know, UTSC's orientation is, you know, kind of during that time. I still got multiple days left. I won't really have time on Wednesday to do anything. Today is Tuesday, so I'm already not doing. I still haven't even started E6 either. But then I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to kind of, you know, just rush it down. And we should also have Monday night as well to kind of rush it down. Just lots of days. I still got lots of resources as well. So theoretically, E6 should be doable based on the resources I have. The one resource which I do not really feel comfortable with is the fleet gears that I do have, because I don't really have any. I guess I have one heavy cruiser I could potentially send. Other than that, the only thing I have is CLTs, standard carriers. I have 3 carriers I could use: Taiho, Akagi, Kaga. You know, I saved the Akagi and Kaga to like my highest level carriers, anyways. And I also got, you know, 3 battleships. I saved up Hyuga for the purposes of E6, because you know, why would I use her anywhere else? She's a slow battleship, so I may as well, you know, use her with a slow fleet, anyways. And I can't send her to Midway because, you know, she's not a fast battleship, and you know, she'll slow my fleet down. E6 would also be a situation where I'll be real into Sparkle, because you know, it's pretty much, you know, it's pretty much back. Oh yeah, I remember why I was showing this. I'm showing this in pretty much entire sorties because that will Night Battle, something miraculous could happen. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, Sparkling. I mean, it's a fact that it does increase, you know, increase your chances slightly. It's not gonna guarantee it, obviously, but you know, it's like a scope or lasers or like any small boost in XCOM. You know, they're small boosts, but they can make all the difference in the world. Night Battle, and what's this? No one else can attack. Wow, basically. No point trying to act surprised. You already know this is post commentary, but yeah, survived the WSN for the first time ever. And now this is one reason why. You may as well not refresh until if you go north. I mean, you can, but you know, you may save on other resources, but the one resource you don't save on, unless you don't use buckets. Actually, then again, no. The one resource is the only resources you lose is probably time, because you know, you're wasting time that you could potentially save. Though, you know, it's also a flip of coin. I mean, you know, you could also end up using more time by having them survive this sub-node, then get knocked in the red before the boss. So, you know, I guess it's probably, you know, a good idea to maybe refresh on if you go north. But you know, think about your pride. You know, you should. You know, it's like practicing for midway. I mean, not this already mid. I mean, practicing for E6. You gotta have your mental state ready for the, you know, you know, you gotta be ready for what sort of horrors you might suffer at E6. So you might as well do that by going double night nodes, because you know it feels like. I mean, I did go to like Upper North Air Battle Node once, but it feels like feels like the double night node is the double night nodes is more likely than that. That light carrier got, you know, sunk. Unfortunately, could have targeted someone more important. Not that you could have stopped it. Not that you could have stopped them, the boss anyways, Congo, unless you got really lucky, I guess. But, you know, I don't think you would have got lucky enough to do like a double 100 damage double attack, and even then, let's see. Okay, that would have knocked her orange, but that was, you know, would have been so unlikely. Meanwhile, the boss is not at orange clearly. Here, doesn't get hit. So you know, the only one on the main fleet that I think I stopped bucketing. Yeah, I think I stopped repairing the main fleet unless they actually need repairs right now. So the only one that, you know, even gets repaired is you know, Sukaku. Sendai, happy that night battle. That's not happy enough to kill the boss for me. Or maybe, you know, maybe she wants this some of her, you know, someone else to get some action. I mean, even if it's only, you know, still though, you know, as you can see that most of all escort fleet who makes it to when we make the boss don't actually get much chance to kill the boss. You know, it's usually Sendai, Hibiki, sometimes Yudachi who gets to, you know, wreck the boss. And then night battle here. Red. And also red. Which actually sucked here because that was the southern route. Because if I made it through the southern route, that would have been it, because this is the last sync we have to do. So which route do we take? North or south? Well, going down here, this route again. So, you know, submarine route. We survived double night battle once. We could potentially do it again, right? Right? Well, you could probably expect what's gonna happen. Of course, we had to get through the submarine node. Quite some time with the video. Line of rest, which means, you know, they can't do anything. Line of rest, you know, yeah, you can see they did crash under Sendai. At one point they did knock down to orange, but you know, that's still not a threat. It could be a threat if it's night battle, you know, if it's an hour route, but if it's a southern route and somebody gets knocked to orange, well, you know, it's not that big of a threat. Because, you know, maybe if they're one damage away from being in red, then it'd be a threat, but otherwise, you know, those air battle nodes from the southern route is not a threat. Didn't ever miss again. Also, one thing to know is I believe the escort fleet flagship does not have any sinking protection enabled for her. I don't know. I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna do it. I'm not the one who's gonna test that though. I mean, you know, I wasn't around in those old days, but at one point, you know, if the flagship was red and you weren't forced to retreat, you could keep going, and the flagship wouldn't sink. So pretty much, you could just have you could pretty much do something with your submarine as a flagship. And then, you know, once your submarine's in red, chasing the flagship, you can just keep going forward and she'll never sink. Now, but you know, that's got, you know, disabled by forcing you to retreat if you don't have like any repair teams. I don't believe that, you know, they would have that return for the escort fleet. I mean, otherwise they probably would have remembered to make a retreat or force a retreat if, you know, escort fleet and flagship is red. then again, you know, maybe they didn't. Maybe they forgot. I don't know. I'm not gonna do the testing. To mention, you know, the chances your flagship being put in red itself, it's, you know, not the most likely, but as you saw there, it could have happened there though. Thankfully, the heavy cruiser didn't crit, and that heavy cruiser also didn't crit. That light cruiser was critted though. So was that, you know, new fangled modern destroyers. Those destroyers are, you know, annoying to deal with. So we survived the first night battle, and we spin the compass. We're gonna be spinning the compass, but as far as I've experienced, that is you're gonna have a double night battle. I mean, it would be nice if I could go south. I haven't gone south though. I think I've heard some people talking about, you know, it may be, you know, depending on how much health you have left. I don't know. Day 11, sortie 17. It's currently actually it's currently day 12, and I'm just, you know, doing some, you know, trying to regain some resources. Take it slow. Try to finish some weekly quests so I get more resources and buckets that way. No night battle. Starship didn't do anything this time. We killed both heavy cruisers before they could even do anything. Unfortunately, Dashi couldn't kill on one of those destroyers. The light cruiser, didn't do anything. There's one destroyer left though. I don't think are these? Yeah, I don't know. I think they're also one of the new destroyers. I can see they have arms. But yeah, we made it through this node, no problem. But yeah, I would like them to have if there was a World 6, it would use the combined fleet mechanic. Even though it might make it, and you know, they could also use World 6. There's a way to practice a method to make hard maps where you can have a combined fleet. Because right now with this combined fleet, it's pretty easy. You know, they can make a World 6 to, you know, and you know, try to make some maps that are difficult with a combined fleet. And it also give me a reason to finish World 5, which I still haven't done 5-3 because I'm too lazy. And I'm so lazy I want to sub cheese it, but I'm too lazy to send subs at it either. Because I want to have 6 submarines, not just 4, not just 5, not just 4. Not sure why I went even down. That's the last time you'll be hearing her say that. But yeah, I want 6 submarine fleet, full wolf pack. Don't 5 is too little. I only have 5 right now. One of them is even probably a liability to even bring, but you know, bring it anyways. So here we are, the final thing. One of the light carriers became a world class. The other, if your H2 level is 105 or plus, they both become world class, and the total air power that the boss node would have like 400. No, but not the total. Total is like, you know, if you want equal, you still need, it's just 200 something. But if you want air superiority, you need like 400 and something. So you can see, you know, it gets slightly harder. World class is, you know, more tankier, can do more damage. Thankfully, she's attacking Yudachi. She arrived the node just fine, so you know, sync protection doesn't matter. They only have 1 HP. You just dodge everything, no matter what. Also get some torpedo in. I think we don't sink anyone. Yeah, we don't end up sinking anybody, but it's not very helpful. We can easily take out the boss at full health in night battle alone. They're here trying to help us out by damaging the boss instead. So you know, I think it's better if she had, you know, attacked, you know, maybe battleship for the carrier, so we have less targets in night battle. I mean, yeah, Yudachi can't attack at night because her damage is red, but it's not a big deal. We have 5 other perfectly night battle ready girls. All of them have, you know, a potential to one-shot. Potentially. They have to get lucky to one-shot the boss, but you know, potentially. Now they even need less. Now they also need Listless because we did even slightly more damage to her. 6 damage, yeah. Not a big deal now. We're just waiting to go to night battle. No double attacks anymore though, and misses as well. But now this is it. This is it. Night battle. Sundai. This is the last night battle you'll be seeing for some time. But you may as well enjoy it while it lasts. We got the Night Scout active and the Flows active, so that's a double plus. So here we go. not red. But you know, can't do anything. Also can't even hit her. Scratch damage unfortunately. And then I'm sure y'all heard that. Her voice changed. You know, if they had to make a canon story behind her, it'd probably be, you know, a Abyssal version of probably one of our girls instead. But yeah, as you saw there, Heavy Shikima, Tone, I'm sorry, but you didn't get any you didn't get any actions in the boss this time around. You guys already did. Tony already did enough work, you know, against the Midway princess. You don't have to worry. Shikima, well, you were there, I guess. Then we get pretty much a worthless aircraft carrier, which I'm gonna level anyways. You know, another aircraft carrier. You know, I already have like, let's see, we have the cranes, the dragons, Ukagi and Kaga, Taiho. That's 7. So now we have 8 carriers. You know, and if I level that one, I have 8. You know, event-ready carriers. Too bad. I probably should get some light carriers. So yeah, we used up 7k fuel. Now, actually, I was surprised by the ammo usage. Not that much steel, not that much buckets, and we only, at the time of the this post recording, I have 790 buckets though, so I'm pretty much almost at 800 buckets again. And I also have 200k ammo as well. So fuel's looking nice, boxes looking well. So we have lots of resources ready for E6. But the one thing I do not have a lot of resources is time. Cause because yeah, pretty much for us it's gonna end on the 27th. Like the waiting's gonna start on the 27th, sometime at night over here. Okay, then again, now that I'm looking, I'm not even losing that much days because of UTSC stuff. But yeah, so see you guys on E6. Hopefully, and good night.